Kalika welcome back to another episode from the Critics Collective. I'm the Dad Panther variety streamer, content creator, master of none. Hit the subscribe button. We are talking War Dogs, a tactical all-out warfare game that is supposed to rival Call of Duty and Tarkov and Battlefield. And the devs never said that, but you know how this community gets whenever a new first-person shooter or third-person shooter jumps on the scene. And so what we'll do in this video, I'm going to talk about this game based off of the devs press kit that they put out. And they've been really out there and showcasing their game and talking about it. And us as gamers, we love to hear that and see that. Is very transparent. And it makes us drool. It makes us foam at the mouth. It makes us say, you know what, I'm going to get this game when it comes out. I can't wait to beta test it. I can't, you know, the feels, okay, all the vibes, as the kids would say. At the end of all this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, hey, here's, you know, some areas that I have that are concerning, that I'm, you know, not necessarily worried about or whatnot, but I'll just kind of put that out there. And there's some stuff that I'm really excited about of what they have showed us so far, what through the wire that they're talking about. And then after that, sprinkle that on with some things that I would really hope to see in this game. And maybe you can put in the comments and add to that. Or if you played the previous beta testing that they had before, I know the NDA for that is just about up by the time this video comes out. And so I don't think they can showcase any visual of their experience, but they can, I believe, talk about what this game has, you know, what their experience has been. So with that being said, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Now, this is a 3-team tactical warfare. This game is an all-out first-person shooter that combines tactical gunplay and combines arms combat with buildings, destructible mechanics, and a large scale. It's up to 100 players in this milspec sandbox. That's right, it's a sandbox. You know how that goes. And the game is inspired by King of the Hill. It has 3 teams. I'm Team Green. Put in the comments what team you are, but they haven't given any information on the teams necessarily, but I'm Team Green. I just like the logo. Green's a pretty cool color. Normally I'm Team Blue, but it just seems like the logo is a pretty cool color. I could be impartial. If you know, you know. So the 3 teams fight for control in a randomized spot, the control zone. From what I've heard from people who've tested this game, this zone, much like I want to say similar to I want to say Fortnite, where the zone moves. Previous Battlefields did this. I don't think the most recent does this, but those zones I think move, or the zone moves. The team with the most players within that zone earns points. First team to reach 100 points wins the match. Okay. Variables in the zone location and the individual player tactics mean no match ever plays out the same. Okay. So there's replay value in that. Cash. Here comes the money, money. Listen, in War Dogs, they say every decision matters. Every player starts their journey in game with $10,000 cash. Each life you purchase a custom loadout from a wide variety of weapons, gear, utility, and vehicles to help you and your team win the match. Every team play action you perform earns you cash from reviving squad mates, transporting friendlies from zones, or controlling the objective. We don't just encourage gameplay, we reward it. It's a player's choice of how much they want to play, earn, and spend their profit. Cash persists from match to match. So as you're playing, you have an opportunity to make that money. So spending big on better gear, equipment, or even vehicles at the right time has the potential to turn the tides of battle, and you could yield massive returns. That's pretty cool. I mean, the idea that you could maybe save your money for something really big, drop your cash, or the fact that sometimes when you're in the supportive role, and I'm talking about like if you're the recon or if you're the healer or medic on the team, you're important, but I feel like you don't get a lot of love back. And what I mean by that is you do that job, you do that role, it's super important to the team, but for the most part it's not very rewarding as far as the progression. It doesn't seem like they're doing a traditional progression. Now moving on to the next thing, play your way. You choose how you want to play and profit. There's no one way to play, earn, or progress. Instead, War Dogs gives players the freedom to take on the control zone in any number of ways, whether you're a lone wolf helping your team or a part of a dedicated squad. And the rumor is the squad can be, I don't think they put a number. I think instead of it like some games where you have 3 or 4 you can have in the squad, you might be able to run a full-on team of 10 or more people communicating and doing what you need to do, and that'd be pretty cool as far as planning stuff out. Now, you could chase the hot zone to earn double the cash, purchase real cool outfits. You could snipe from a distance, or you can ferry supplies from teammates by helicopter. Now, the cool thing about that they showcased is you could take players from one part of the map to the other part of the map, which helps them get past long distance. Like in Battlefield, a lot of times you had to run for some of those older ones that were bigger gaps, which I did enjoy, versus the shorter distance and some of the newer ones. But you can also, let's say you dropped off 12 or so players in a certain area, you can pick up supplies to take to the front lines and vice versa. So you could literally have a logistic down and think of your favorite package drop-off system, and you could do that. So I don't know if you want to have your own website and literally start running guns, but you could if you wanted to. Additionally, you could choose to fortify a choke point by building your own forward operating base. Or you're feeling destructive, you can go ahead and get a tank and rain down destruction on the enemy. There's no set rule of engagement. Obviously, it's war, and ultimately your choice on how you want to approach the battlefield. Now, with this one, this is interesting because you do have the ability to build. I know I mentioned Fortnite early on, you know, as far as the storm moving in a way, but yeah, they did showcase that you're able to build stuff, so you could fortify the walls and doors. Think Rainbow Six from Ubisoft, and now the enemy has to break that down. I could see people fortifying walls, slowing people down so that people can leave that area to go somewhere else, or for that to be a trap just to funnel them somewhere else. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, destruction and base building. Bring the chaos to tactical warfare. Destroy apartment blocks with a rocket launcher, or tear your way through towns in a heavily armored tank. The world around you reacts to your presence, and strategize with your teammates to build upon and fortify key locations within the map for tactical advantage. This is going to be cool for a lot of people who are chess not checkers. They play games like this and they're watching choke points in formations. They're watching how people are just literally being slaughtered. They're seeing people, hiding out in buildings. And from the videos I've seen, they have literally, you'll see like a rocket clear out a whole section of the building, and someone was dragging someone away from that hole that is now in the wall as you're trying to figure that out. So I think that's pretty cool to have that element in there. We do see that with other games. I think obviously that what comes to mind is Battlefield and the engine they put together for that, but it has been in some other games that's come out. Now, they also say 100% player-driven sandbox. Every moment in this game is 100% player-driven and tied together with local voice chat to talk tactics with your team members or just to troll enemy players. This is not just another battle royale. And they say that respectfully, and they say that kind of like with like a chip on their shoulder. It's not another extraction shooter. And it's really cool to hear them say that. And what I mean by that is when you listen to the devs talk about this game, one of the things that they talk about is they're not trying to be Battlefield. They're not trying to be Call of Duty. They're just trying to do what they're passionate about. I don't know if it's one of the lead devs, but one of the guys, he says something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing, if you make a game for everybody, you're not making a game. It's a hot mess. You can't please everybody. And I've said that before in the videos that I've done with the Division series and even Arc Raiders. And it's a kind of a nod to what Arc Raiders has been doing, which is they made a game, they made a change and said, hey, look, this is not what we're looking for. And some people wanted them to make changes, and they're still figuring things out, but they stood on business. And you watch games like Fortnite. I mentioned it for the third time. My son would be happy about that. Fortnite was a game that history shows it completely changed everything and designed itself in a different way. And now look at where it's at now. So it's really cool to hear them say, hey, look, this is player driven, but more importantly, this is the game that they want. And if you don't like it, this isn't for you. And that's okay. Don't cry about it. That is okay. So again, WARDOGS is a new tactical game. It's to reward you for your decision making, for your playing, your communication with your teamwork, and just kind of allowing you to play the game that you want to in this modern mil-spec sandbox. So it's cool. It's cool to see this game kind of go through the progression. We'll get to see what it is now. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Yeah, it's a game that I'm excited to play around with if I get the opportunity. And yeah,